All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the U16 freestyle competition here at Precision 509, the hangar for round 4. We have a number of athletes today in groups 1 and 2. 6 in group 1 will be making it onto the course. They each have one chance at execution, flow, difficulty, and versatility scores for a total freestyle score. Have any questions about the competition format? Visit us at rmhardcore.com, where you'll be able to see not only our event schedule, but also the scoring method and competition style of all of the future rounds. This is round 4 of 8 with 4 more this season, where legends will be born, scores adding up to season totals. Now we have the first group of U16 athletes here on the floor. They will be taking the next 15 minutes to generate their lines that they're going to present to the judges here shortly. I'm going to send Micah out onto the field, get some perspective from coaches and athletes, see how they're feeling going into this group 1 round competition.
Yes, thank you, Kevin. We just saw Kaz throw a huge double cork off of that tallest block. I was talking about this in the stream earlier when we were live streaming the speed course. We were going to see some huge, huge tricks from these U16 athletes. Super excited to see what they do with this course. Try not to get in anyone's way out here. We got Coach Ramez with Colette out here. Coach Ramez, what are you guys working on the bars?
We're working on flyaway full.
What? No way, for real? Yeah. That is huge.
I don't know if I can do that.
No. What are you talking about? Let's see it.
Right now?
Right now, as soon as Kaz is gone.
Oh, you can say
You got this. Ramez coaching Colette through this flyaway. Coach Ramez talking Colette through that flyaway full attempt over here on the high bar. Borrowing some chalk from Kaz. You see a pretty good split. A lot of the athletes over here working on the bars, a lot of the athletes on the floor. This is going to be a very versatile competition. Colette getting a huge swing there. And a massive flyaway full, a little bit of a rough landing there, but a great send. Kept safe. We're going to see what Kaz is doing. Prepping for a double flyaway, it looks like. That is crazy. I think he overthrew that one a little bit, but very impressive for a set. That's usually a good sign if you're over-rotating your sets. Striker also over here on the bars. Seeing lots of good stuff all around the course. Lots of good vaults. Kingston hitting a huge cash vault right there. Lots of different types of athletes. Lots of different styles of freestyle competing. This one is going to be super exciting. Gabe is out here in Group 1 in case you missed it. Gabe just placed first in our U16 speed competition. You just saw Colette throw another flyaway full, looking very impressive over here. Trying to get that dialed in before we get started. Striker up on the high bar now with a very clean flyaway. Now let's watch Kaz see if he does this double flyaway here. 1, 2. A little bit of a flop there. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully just damaging his pride a little more. It looks like he's okay, but I've been there. That is not comfy and not good for your confidence right before a competition. Riel looking strong over here on the floor. We're going to see what Kingston is doing over here. And Colette winding up for another flyaway full. Getting much closer. Definitely getting dialed in there with Coach Hermes. Kingston spending a lot of time over here on the floor. Looks like he's got big stuff planned over here for the floor area with all of the boxes. Kaz back on the high bar. Winding up for potentially another double flyaway. Getting a little bit closer, but still landing on his knees. A very difficult skill. But that double cork that he threw at the beginning is actually worth more points than the double flyaway. You can find all of the info about how we score our freestyle runs on rmparkour.com. And we're going to get the insider opinion from Judge Caleb over here. What criteria are you judging today?
I'm going to be doing versatility. I'm going to be looking out for 5 different categories. You can earn a maximum of 2 points in each category, 1 for each trick. There's floor skills, and there's vault skills, going over blocks, wall skills, bar skills, swinging off of bars, and then drop skills, which is doing a trick off of anything higher than your shoulders.
All right. Awesome. So that's versatility, and we also judge based off of difficulty, execution, and flow. I'm not sure who our difficulty judge is today, but you get 1 difficulty point per flip, 1 difficulty point per twist, 1 per precision, and there's a few other things you can do to get yourself a difficulty point. So that double cork is actually 2 twists and 1 flip, giving you 3 points, versus that double flyaway Kaz is going for is only worth 2. We'll see what he decides to do, see if that double flyaway is worth just 2 points. Maybe he'll go for a flyaway full like Colette, which is worth the exact same amount of points. Kingston making his way over to the bars, which is definitely going to be good for his versatility score that we just talked about with Judge Caleb. Gabe putting together a bunch of pretty cool stuff here on the floor. I don't want to get in his way here. Matthew's over here talking to Kaz, potentially talking about the safety of that double flyaway he was attempting earlier. Huge flyaway breather. A little bit of a soft mat there, though. You see Kingston struggling to do a precision onto that squishy mat. Super cool, super great to get the insight from all of these athletes. Figure out what they're working on, what they're planning for this freestyle course. As I mentioned earlier, you do get a difficulty point for a precision. So it looks like that's what Matthew was talking to Kaz about, that flyaway pre that he just did. It's actually worth just as much as the double flyaway in points. Much safer, much less risky. Also, much easier to execute well. These athletes are getting to the end of their line creation time. So in just about 5 minutes or so, they're going to get started on their course. And unlike the speed courses, the athletes only get one go on their freestyle run. So they have to make it count. We're going to see what they do here in just a few minutes.
But I don't know because my dad's friend, I would give he's coming over. He's also one of my.
Something that is just incredible are at the skill level of these U16 athletes. We'll have some of these from RMPC going to nationals in 2 weekends, with some likely to place. So the level of sport taking place here will be hopefully entertaining for the live stream and all of you guys who are joining us remotely, but also inspiring to those U9, U12 athletes that are making their way up the ranks to this elite level of competition. We're proud to put on these events and really drive the competition here among these athletes. We're going to put Colorado Springs on the map. For parkour and parkour nationally. I wouldn't be surprised in a couple years from now, given just the level of performance of some of these athletes, that we will see them on the national stage and the international stage, similar to our founder, Matthew Hadley, who has competed internationally for Team USA on numerous occasions.
Just a few more minutes. Group number 1. I hope those lines are starting to feel like they've come together well. Just a couple minutes. Nice, Katie. Good adjustment with that little bit. Spread it out. Adapt, overcome. Those are the parkour rules of play. Any obstacle, any challenge, life throws at you.
It's important to remember how close we are in this competition here. Kinetic altitude P509 within 100 points of each other on the season, and it's hopefully P509 uses their home field advantage today to drive some gains, but it is an absolute competition of the ages. This is one of our closest seasons to date. And we will see just how these U16 freestyle athletes are able to drive some points for their gyms and for themselves. Best athlete of the year and best gym of the year. Precision 509 having 3 RMPC banners in their hangar. 2023, 2024, and 2025. Is this the season where kinetic or altitude dethrone them and take a banner home themselves? Only time will tell. It's important to remember that this freestyle competition is broken up into 2 groups. Group 1 is warming up now, just comprising of 6 athletes. Gabe, Prescott, Brielle, Lockhart, Stryker, Dishno, Kingston, Samaski, Colette Miller, and Kaz Quintana are going to be the 6, bringing Group 1 to the finish line. They each have under 1 minute to show their skills in execution, flow, difficulty, and versatility. That score, we'll see where they place on the podium this competition. We will be shortly followed by group number 2, comprising of 7 athletes. Andon Zuba, representing altitude, Cohen Ulrich, representing aerials, Nolan Deere, a first-time appearance for Life Corps, Jackson Burks, representing kinetic, Ashton Ruedas, representing aftershock, Adrian Peterson, also a first-time competitor representing Life Corps, and Gideon Woolley, representing altitude. Now it's important to note, Life Corps is making a first-time appearance in this round of competition, but there are still 4 rounds of competition left. Our schedule and information is visible on our website, rmparkour.com, where you'll be able to see the entire year schedule as well as register for the events. Get those registrations in, and let's see if you can represent your gym as legends are born in season 4 RMPC.
One more. All right. No pressure.
We got Colette Miller on the course doing a final warm-up trick before the competition begins. Absolutely delivering.
Well, we're going to start things off with Gabe from Ninja Corps as our athletes.
And here we go. Group 1 of round 4, U16 freestyle competition has begun. Gray Prescott, representing Ninja Corps, is taking to the field of play. Let's see what Gabe brings. If it's anything like his performance on the speed course, it's going to be quite an incredible run.
Caleb Miles, a veteran with us. Ready to go? Your freestyle. In 3 or whatever you want. We'll do whatever you guys go. Nice jump to the bar and a half turn. Yeah, sweet through the arms, transferring over that swing.
On this freestyle run, doing an amazing cart side. Wall flip, dislodging the trapezoid a little bit. Touchdown side flip. Cheek gainer off the same block. So I'm struggling with that block a little bit during the warm-ups, but it looks like he nailed it. Using the same block again. And putting the X up.
Nice work, Dave. And coming to us from Team Kinetic, Brielle Lockhart.
And Brielle is out on the course while the judges get those final scores in.
One last check here, Ron, thumbs up.
Going through the line in her head there. Whenever she is ready, she will start. Coach Julius encouraging from the sidelines. A huge front flip off of that wooden box. Nice vault there. And an Arabian roll off of the trapezoid. Up to the high box there.
Setting up from the top of center stage, a massive dropping side flip. That is above.
Lots of drops here in this line. Lining up for her second wall skill. Another Arabian roll there. Getting those versatility points up. A nice precision there onto the high beam. And a roll towards the bars. Up onto that high bar. 180 there.
Nice control with the half turn and half turn dismount. Front hip circle.
And a front hip circle to end the line there. Well done, Brielle.
Striker.
Up next is Striker Dishno, representing the home gym here, Precision 509. Coming on to his starting point there. Borrowing some liquid chalk. Looks like he's going to start in the corner of the spring floor over there.
Looking ready, thumbs up.
The striker is ready to go. Huge combo there. Round off back handspring backflip straight into a wall flip. Straight over to the bars. Lots of versatility here very early on in his line. Getting some big swings up. A very clean high flyaway. Standing up on that other trapezoid with a standing backflip. So far, very good execution from Striker. A standing full off of the triple stack vault. And he X's out there. A very impressive run. And out comes Kingston from Flowball.
You'll see, Micah, those judges are inputting those scores. They're responsible for getting those scores in a timely manner. They're taking notes on their iPads, trying to understand the execution flow, difficulty, and versatility of the athletes being presented here today, performing here today. As we see, it's coming down to the wire. We already have two within 0.5 points of each other. So every flip, every misstep, it all counts. And these athletes are delivering at a high level. So we're going to see some high scores here today.
All right, we are ready.
Absolutely. Oftentimes our freestyle scores are very close. Kingston with a huge side flip drop there. Barely out of frame here. Very flowy line, but a little bit of a stumble there. Very impressive palm flip. Staying on the floor for a long time. Making his way to the bars. And see what skills he chooses to do for his bars. A huge jump. A flyaway. Attempted flyaway pre. We'll see what the judges say about that.
Setting up for his signature.
Incredible inward front flip there to end his line. Very impressive. Big round of applause there.
That definitely counts for a bar skill there, Micah. These athletes all need to do at least two different types of various skills: wall, floor, beam, bar, and vault skills. All of which are vitally important to their versatility score here today.
That's the versatility score we were just talking about earlier with Judge Caleb. Colette lining up there.
Colette taking center stage in the bar.
Going to start with her flyaway full. Coach Rebez over there to encourage her. Potentially a spot. Definitely have to make sure we have enough chalk here.
It is amazing to watch our confidence grow throughout the year. We still have 4 more freestyle rounds to go to keep practicing those moves.
Seen a couple of athletes so far start on the bars.
Thumbs up when you're ready. Double thumbs up and on the bar. Here we go.
And she is beginning her line here on that high bar.
3, 2, 1. Starting with a huge
A
upstart.
massive swing here
And launching that
into her flyaway full.
full twist.
Gonna get docked a little bit for the execution, but very impressive and a high scoring difficulty skill into a flyaway, already knocking out her 2 bar skills. Very flowy here onto the floor. 2-step wall flip. And up onto this red Norbert's, the highest drop in the course. The touch upside flip over that triple step. And she puts the X up there to end the line. Very impressive line for Colette. Judges are going to enter the scores there. While Kaz Quintana walks out representing Ninja Corps. We saw him throwing some huge tricks in warm-ups. We're going to see what he decided on his final line here.
Group number 1, Kaz from Ninja Corps.
Definitely a very, very difficult line mentally and physically. Preparing himself for this whole line. It's so hard starting your line with a huge skill like this because you don't just have this one trick in front of you, you have your entire line. He's going to throw his double cork. Working his way towards the back half of the course. Standing, backflip to his knees over there. Going to the high bar, we're going to see what he chose to do here. A flyaway full, worth 2 points, just like that double flyaway. So he's not losing any points for opting out of that double flyaway. The switch grip there to a flyaway precision. Laid out for extra style. Up onto these wobbly blue mats. Amazing side flip there. A very high difficulty line so far. He has, I believe, more flips than anyone. A little bit disappointed he looks, but surely a very high scoring line there. We're going to see 10 out of 10 difficulty, the only athlete so far to get a 10 on difficulty. And that will wrap up our Group 1 athletes. We are going to call in our Group 2 athletes. Again, it is Andon, Cohen, Nolan, Jackson, Ashton, Adrian, and Gideon.
Jackson, Ashton, Adrian, and Gideon in group number 2.
Matthew's going to call out Group 2. They're going to make their way inside.
29.75 delivered by Kaz. What a great showing there for such a young athlete in this age division. We got some pretty challenging scores to match here. We got multiple athletes in the low 30s. Very challenging indeed. We'll see if Group 2 can bring maybe some more flow points here to really drive those numbers up. Group 2 is heading out to the course right now. They will have 15 minutes to develop their own lines. Very similar to Group 1. You have 7 athletes here ready to challenge the scores put up by Group 1. Only time will tell, and their performance will speak for itself on this challenging competition style format. Looking forward to seeing what they got.
In comes group number 2. I'm going to give them a little bit of time to get some ideas before I start asking them questions, but I'm just going to walk around and see what's going on. Similarly to group 1, we see a few athletes already starting up here. On the bars. We're going to see lots of big tricks. Lots more big hitters here in group 2. Looking at Annan up here on that highest box in the freestyle course. Annan representing Team Altitude. Here he goes. A huge front 180 side flip free, front half free. Very nice. We talked a lot about versatility in this competition. The other judging criteria is, as mentioned, difficulty and execution and flow. Each freestyle run has a chance to score 40 points, 10 points in each category. Difficulty and versatility both start at 0 points, and you earn points per skills, counting up to a total of potentially 10. And execution and flow actually start at 10, and athletes get deducted from that based off of how well they land their skills and how well they connect their skills. Lots of cool stuff so far. Just trying to stay out of everyone's way. Lots of good stuff here. I'm going to check in with Coach Ramez again. All right, Ramez, who are you with in group 2?
Got Mr. Gideon Woolley, and then we got Andon DeZuba.
Yes.
Yes,
Have any big plans here?
Ooh, well, Gideon's been ramping up some floor tricks, so might see some round-off fulls today.
No way.
Yeah, and Mr. Andon here is going for the side flip freeze.
Front half
Freeze!
front half freeze.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. That is so cool. So like Ramez said, Gideon is working on lots of big floor tricks, potentially round off full in his line. And Andon, as we saw, doing his front half free, side flip free. Yeah, up this way. The biggest difference between those skills, according to the judging criteria, is the axis of the flip. If you're going straight over your head, even if you under rotate the twist a little bit, the judges are probably going to score that as a front half. However, if you don't flip over your head, if you don't go straight on axis, you're going to judge that as a side flip. But we're going to see what Andon is able to pull off. At the very least, he's going for side flip free. Very nice. Getting over here on the bars now. Big swings. Very floaty flyaway. Good stuff here from all the athletes and from all of the coaches. Also see Cohen doing that huge side flip precision. Super cool. We've seen a few of those here in the U16s. Very, very exciting stuff. We're going to check in with the kinetic team here with Coach Julius. Who are you with here in group 2?
Jackson, my sole athlete, gonna do great.
Yes, fist bumps. What are you working on here with Jackson?
Jackson is working on their front half. I think I'm doing a front half off this block.
Okay,
so we're gonna do one more front flip. See if it's looking good. The run up is a little shallow, but the floor, that spring floor is nice for landings.
Yes, definitely a short run up there on the blocks. But as I've mentioned earlier, we do have a spring floor here, which provides extra bounce for those floor skills, but also significant extra padding on those drop skills. Here she goes for a front flip. Very nice. Very well executed in a soft landing. Amazing stuff. Trying to squeeze through all these athletes here. Very nice stuff from the life core athletes here, making their debut, but performing extremely well. And Gideon with a standing gainer off of that blue block, very impressive. Especially off of these soft mats that kind of have the soft edges. It's very difficult to do those standing tricks and also to do precisions onto the edge of these boxes. But the athletes are handling it very well. See what Andon's doing over here on the high bar. Big swings. Nice regrabs. A flyaway pre. Very good. As we talked about earlier with the difficulty score, that's worth 2 points. Very high, very low risk, high reward still there. You see Ashton here being coached by his dad and from his little brother here, A. Drickson, getting some high quality input. All right, A. Drickson, are you helping coach your brother out here?
Yeah,
What are you telling him?
I'm telling him to do some other strategies, and I'm getting him more hyped, and I just want him to get hyped and so he can do all of his other tricks. And
Yes. Get hyped, fist bumps. Definitely helping Ashley get hyped out here. Super important. Hey, Drickson doing an amazing job. Also just having fun out here on this playground. Looks like a lot of these athletes have most of their lines pieced together. Very impressed with what the life core athletes have been able to do. Already piecing together some pretty impressive lines, it looks like. Just about halfway through their warm-up time, but it looks like a lot of them have most of their skills figured out, and now they just have to piece together the little in-between moves in their lines. Definitely going to see some high-scoring freestyle lines here in Group 2. As mentioned, the highest possible score here is 40. You get a 10 out of 10 in all 4 categories. So the coaches here are making sure the athletes are touching all 5 of our different types of obstacles: wall, bars, floor, vault, and drop. We're definitely making sure each of them are touching every part of the course here to get that versatility score.
Does a two-step wall on that guy, but he puts his second foot on the top of the box. Does that count as a drop or a wall still? Does that make sense?
Drop, so that's not a wall. Coach Ramez checking in with the versatility judge here to try to see how to max out Andon's versatility score. Versatility is the easiest category to get 10 out of 10. No matter how difficult the skills are, as long as they're using each part of the course twice, they're getting that 10 out of 10 score. Difficulty is also, oh, sorry, I fell off the balance beam over here. Difficulty is going to be pretty easy for these U16 athletes to score high in. As we saw Kaz throwing huge flips and just tons of flips to get that 10 out of 10 difficulty. We're going to see if any of these other athletes can get that. And the rest is up to them to see how well they can execute each skill and how well they can execute the transitions in between those skills. It looks like our two life court competitors have their whole lines planned out already. And they're just getting to practice their entire lines for the next 5 minutes. Jackson still working on that front half. Maybe just settling for the front flip in that final run. But it's looking very good, very strong. And in. Definitely throw in a front half there. Front half pre. Very impressive. The front half precision is worth 2.5 points. 1 point for the front flip, 1 point for the precision, and 1/2 point for that half twist. And Andon stomping that pre this time. Getting lots of coaching attention from Coach Ramez over there. Looks like most of these guys have their entire lines planned out. And we are getting started here in just over 3 minutes. Lots of good stuff. Lots of good line creation, lots of good transitions, and lots of big tricks. And I have Judge Haven over here. You're on execution and flow, correct?
That is correct.
What has been the biggest deductions you've seen? Like, which area is leading to the biggest deductions most so far?
Honestly, it's hand taps and stumbles. Those are, I'm marking those like a 1/4 point each. So if you tap your hand once, that's a quarter point. Tap both, that's a 1/2 point. If you stumble backward a step, that's a 1/4 point. If you stumble back twice, that's a 1/2 point. And then those really build up into like 1, 2, 3 points sometimes. And then for execution, oh wait, sorry. I did say that was execution, right?
Check. I'm not sure how much of that you heard before our microphone unfortunately died, but we are back. I was just speaking with Judge Haven. He is our execution and flow judge.
All right, let's put the finishing touches on those freestyle lines. Looks like everyone is already starting to feel pretty good. With our last couple of athletes working through the course, our coaches so helpful. I love seeing all the teamwork, amazing stuff coming from our coaching staff, working together with our athletes, coaching them through the process, helping them with our criteria. It is so good to watch this community flourishing. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Haven was helping explain how those execution and flow points are deducted, putting into perspective just how difficult it is to get that perfect 40 out of 40 score. Even just one hand touch, one little stumble or loss of direction will deduct you a quarter to a half a point. But I'm sure sometime soon we're going to see that perfect 40. Who will it be?
All right, in our run order, and then Cohen Nolan going to kick us off. Jackson
And it is 5:30, which means our Group 2 athletes are going to head out onto the course. Andon is getting started here, finding his spot on the course.
Thank you guys for spending your evening with us. Nowhere else I'd rather be. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to be here and watch you.
And Andon is going to start with that front half precision off of the high box. Walking himself through his line in his head one last time before he goes. Thumbs up from Andon, so we are ready. And the front half, very well executed. 3 flips already. Getting his difficulty up very, very high early on in this line. And that's the type of fall Haven was telling us is about a half a point deduction. But looking very, very strong through this line. Onto his second bar skill, lining up for what looks like a flyaway precision, some huge swings into that flyaway pre, stuck it like there's glue on his shoes. X is out. A very nice line there.
Coming to us from Team Aerials, we have Cohen. Also taking his place up at center stage. Going to put thumbs up when you are ready. The judges have eyes on you.
Andon with a score of 32.75. As Cohen gets started with his huge side flip free. Very, very smooth transition so far. And a massive dash vault, half twist.
Way up there.
Inward 360 dive roll, very flowy. Flowy line so far. Up on that low bar, side flip. So much height. Big, big swings on that high bar. And going back to the floor, getting some precisions, and he will X out, playing his line very safe. It looks like he had a plan there. We'll see how it gets scored.
Amazing stuff. And now coming to us from Light Core Nolan, ready to walk us through and take us through his freestyle line.
Out comes Nolan from Lifeport in his RMPC debut here. A very smooth line so far. Going very quickly. Very short line. Got some wall skills, got some floor skills, got some bar skills, and very, very good execution. Very, very good flow. It'll be interesting to see how that one gets scored. And here comes Jackson Burks representing Team Kinetic. Coach Julius over there in the back cheering her on. And Jackson is beginning a very big wall flip right there. And that's that front flip we were looking at earlier with Coach Julius. Looks like they just stuck with the front flip. Very well executed and flowy transitions here so far. Looking super strong. Nice front hip circle there. Getting both of the bar skills done. Xing out there. Representing Team Kinetic, a very strong performance there. And out comes Ashton Luera. His hype man, A. Drickson, watching in the front row. Ashton looks like he's going to start on that blue box there. Two thumbs up from Ashton. And his freestyle line begins with a standing backflip. Very nice off of that low block. And a huge Kong up there onto that red Norberts. Going very smoothly so far. Lots of vaults, lots of precisions, definitely getting his versatility score up. Lots over on the floor, but transitioning over to those bars. You're going to see what he was working on for those bar skills. Jumps over the low bar. And a front hip circle for his second bar skill. Still going. Over to the balance beam skin. And a back tuck. Lots and lots of vaults. Definitely getting his versatility score in here. And a very smooth reverse vault to finish his line out there. Very impressive, very long line, but still kept that flow going pretty well, even towards the end of that line. And Adrian Peterson representing Life Core will be our final athlete here in our round 4 freestyle. Double thumbs up from Adrian. He is ready. We're going to see if he has a short line as well. Very flowy, very quick like his teammate. Definitely very impressive stuff from these two today. Another very quick line. Very impressive stuff, very flowy, very well executed lines from Life Core today. And that wraps up our freestyle lines.
And the G-Man.
Oh,
Gideon Woolley.
I was wrong. That does not wrap up our lines. Gideon Woolley is here. He's going to start on that back end of the floor there, running through his line one more time in his head.
Thumbs up means he's good to go, starting out on the spring floor.
Big breaths, and here goes Gideon representing Altitude Movement. A round off Arabian. Looks like they went for an Arabian on there. And a standing gainer off of that soft edge on the blue mat. Very impressive. Side flips. Remez encouraging him from the sidelines, giving him some coaching. And lining up for a wall flip. Squeeze in that corner. Onto his second bar skill already. Ticking off those versatility points. and a flyaway precision, a very smooth way to end that line. And that is our last freestyle competitor. Sorry about the confusion earlier. Very impressive stuff. Very impressive stuff from our freestyle athletes in the U16 division. Super exciting way to end up our round 4 freestyle competition. Coach Ramez over here, video bombing, and we're gonna get that podium set up here shortly and get that podium ceremony. We're gonna ask about the course. Gideon, what would you rate this freestyle course 1 to 10?
Probably like an 8.
8? What was your favorite part?
That first run.
Yeah, that's sweet. It's a pretty sweet drop, and it's like we're on a spring floor. It's so nice. We can take huge drops. A super cool setup here. 8 out of 10. I am happy with that answer. Very good stuff. We're going to get Coach Julius's input. What would you rate this freestyle course 1 to 10?
Good question. It's definitely more unique than our other. Oh my gosh, there's a camera. It's definitely more unique than the other courses that have been going on this competition season. The spring floor is a lot softer, kind of lets maybe some a little bit sloppier landing slide. And the blocks being a little bit squishier, you have to work with it, but it can also be an advantage.
Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. We're getting that banner set up over here for our podium ceremony as we finish those final tallies. Of our freestyle scores. All right, let's check in with Andon. Andon, what would you rate this course 1 to 10?
Probably a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. What do you think about the spring floor?
I think it can be good, but it also does allow athletes to do more advanced tricks. I feel like hard floor would be better.
Yeah, hard floor would be better. But a 9 out of 10, that's the highest ranking so far. Very good answers. 9 out of 10 from Andon.
9 out of 10.
Yes. And we are finalizing those scores as Judge Caleb and Judge Haven with that tag course, the tag arena set up. And right after we finish this freestyle podium ceremony, we are going to jump into the U16 tag competition. Super excited to see what these guys are going to do in tag. We've got a few athletes that didn't compete in freestyle that are going to compete in tag. So we're going to get to see some new faces here. Make sure you guys join into the tag live stream. All right, I'm going to go up into the warm-up area, see what's going on. We got Coach Owen up here. All right, I need your input, Owen.
You good? Doesn't look like it.
Checking in on Owen, making sure he's not injured.
Don't do anything silly. Yeah, they don't know.
I need your input here on the freestyle course.
You know, I think it went well. I was actually quite excited to see a lot of these students do bigger tricks than they have been before. I'm actually not. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm trying to think about things that they can improve on. But
What's your opinion on the spring floor on freestyle parkour courses?
I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, dead mat's always going to be more unique. Like, it's going to be better. But spring floor, it's spring floor. No minds.
Yeah, definitely saved a couple of ankles on the spring floor here today. And it looks like we are set up. We're going to call in the U16 freestyle competitors for the podium ceremony.
You guys are putting a name to work every week in your gyms. I know it. I see you guys working with your coaches. I know these skills do not happen overnight. And so to be able to perform them on
And the athletes are all making their way inside.
in a little medium pressure environment is really something special. So thank you guys for continuing to push yourselves to grow and continue to level up your character. We'll start with our under 16 girls podium in second place, coming in with 25.75 points from Team Genetic. Brielle Lockhart.
Brielle coming in second on the girls podium, taking home silver for Team Kinetic.
In first place, the reigning champion, continuing the streak with 30.5 points from Team Altitude. Give it up for Colette Miller! Yeah. You guys are seriously fun to watch. It is great to see you guys continuing to push yourselves. Coming soon. Congratulations one more time. Round of applause for these.
Big round of applause for the girls athletes here. Colette taking home the gold and Brielle with silver. Nice side flip there. A for effort.
With 31.75 points coming to us from Team Aerials. Cohen Ulrich. Accepting the medal on his behalf, Brooklyn Ulrich.
Accepting Cohen's third place medal is his sister.
Oh, you gotta stay up here. That's right. Okay, give it up for Team USA Gymnastics. And in, oh my gosh, 32.5 in second place. Coming to us from Altitude Movement, Gideon.
And Gideon with a score of 32.5, representing Altitude Movement, taking home the silver.
And with 32.75 by quarter points coming in first place from Team Altitude Movement, and in Zuba.
Also representing Altitude Movement and in Zuba, taking first place.
Nice work. Congratulations. All of our freestyle competitors, thank you so much for sharing your parkour skills with us. We hope to see you guys continue your journey with us this season at round 5 in 3 weeks, March 14th and 15th. Thank you guys. Nice work. One more round of applause for our freestyle competitors.
Let's go. Flips off of the lead. And a standing gainer from Gideon flips off.
We will bring you guys our competition in about 10 minutes. Rocco's food truck is going to leave at 6.
Great performance all around. So fascinating to see. We had 2 athletes in the boys U16 with altitude movement. This might make it incredibly close for this battle for first place between altitude and kinetic. We have 4 more competitions left this season. Information can be found for those dates on our website, rmparkour.com. We got 4 more competitions to really determine which of these gyms is going to take home the gold.
If you guys are giving back to your community,
Thank you very much for tuning in to this U16 freestyle competition. U16 tag starting in under 10 minutes. Look forward to seeing you there.
These are due May 15th. May 15th, we want to see what you guys are up to. And thank you guys so much.